Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the BFNL Netball Show for another week. Joining you once again after the back end of our Interleague campaigns at last weekend in the seniors and ready to hit round 6 running this weekend. Joining me, co-host Rhiannon Banner. As always, I can say now, she's been here the last couple of weeks, so welcome, Banner.
Thanks, Shawnee.
Great to have you along. We're going to talk Interleague straight off the top, though, ladies and gentlemen, because it was a pretty big week in the last week for the Ballarat Football Netball League in the Interleague. 2 Interleague sides in action last weekend, and we'll chat about both of the open games. Starting with the game here at the Eastern Oval, taking on the Bendigo Football Netball League, and it was the Ballarat Footy League 46 defeating Bendigo 40 on the day. Jordan Bibby outstanding with 34 goals for the BFL on the weekend. 34 goals from 35 attempts as well, absolutely dominant. Named as the best player for Ballarat along with Molly Boyle, who was the AFL Victoria Country medalist, and Lake Wendourie's Laura McDonald as well. Really good game of netball this one, Rhiannon. I know you weren't there, so I'll do most of the talking. We can see some of it on the screen at the moment, but really good game by the girls who all 11 players got on court, and really all 11 players contributed throughout the game, which was really good to see.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. They would have been a great team, and obviously that shows by them taking out the win. But every player on that court would have been so strong, so it's great to see.
They were, and the Bendigo team, give them some credit. They only came together, apparently there was a few of them that didn't know each other 15, 20 minutes before the game, but they played like they had played for a while, and I suppose when you get good players, that's what happens. Like the girls that slotted into this BFL side, the Sovereigns girls, Laura McDonald, Lauren Atkinson, Jordan Bibby and Erin Riley just slotted in beautifully like they played together for years. And bringing Jordan Bibby on in the second quarter was probably the masterstroke of the game, because from there on in, I think she missed her second shot of the day. She there hit her next 33 goals and really helped bring the team over the line in a great effort. Well done to Molly Boyle as well, AFL Victoria Country medalist, and a really good way to end the Interleague campaign for this team for the year, which obviously, of course, started with Regional State League. Yeah,
good on Molly. She's a great player in her position, and she's such a tall wing defence, and that's really hard to stop if you've got a really speedy little wing attack. She'll just kill you all over the court, and she's just a hunts and wants the ball all the time. And Jordan, she's such a tall target in the circle, and it's great to see her only miss 1 goal. So that's great, and especially in an interleague match with really strong opposition. And for her to do that is outstanding. Yeah,
it was a great game by Jordan. Really good game by all of them. Welcome to this week's BFNL Netball Show. Joining us are 2 members of the victorious Open netball team that defeated the Bendigo Footy League today, Stacey McCartin and Molly Boyle. Girls, congratulations.
Thanks, Shaun.
And extra congratulations to you, Molly, named as the AFL Victoria Country medalist. Well done.
Yes, thanks, Shaun. It was pretty unexpected, but yeah, it was a good game. So good to get a win with all the girls.
Sorry, I was just getting a bit of video of the cup there. Talk to us about the game. It was a pretty tight game all day, pretty physical game as well, Stace.
Yeah, it was. It's kind of, it was goal for quite a while in that game, and it took us quite a lot to really to open up the game, and it got to about 4 goals out, but then Bendigo would chip back, and a couple of, probably unforced errors from our behalf, and then their defenders played really well as well, so it was kind of up and down the court a fair bit, but in the end, everyone worked as a real team effort, and, we got a few intercepts, and the girls finished off really well in attack, and got up by the 6 goals.
11 players in the team day, Molly, and all of them were able to get on court. Really good management, and every one of them showed that they well and truly belonged when they came on court.
Yeah, well, like Stacey said, it was such a team effort, and by being able to rotate 11 girls through, it was pretty warm out there today, so I think that's where we really hopefully got on top of them, because it was warm, we just got on top of them with our legs and rotating people through with fresh legs, so it was good.
Adds a bit of an exclamation point to a good year representatively too after winning the Regional State League again, and I suppose goes some way, Stace, towards easing the pain of that loss to Goulburn Valley last year.
I know, Molly and I were actually talking about it just before, to be that many goals up and to let them back in, we definitely had it in the back of our mind, so we weren't going to let that happen this year. So yeah, getting over Bendigo for the 6 goals, and as Molly said, getting everyone on court, it was a real team effort, and really match-ups today too, that's why it was good, and getting the younger girls on, and it was just a top effort, so I'm sure we'll celebrate well tonight.
Well, girls, thanks for joining us. We'll let you get out and start the celebrations. I've got a feeling that cup could do the rounds of several places here in Ballarat tonight, so
it's a big one, so we're pretty excited about it.
Enjoy the celebrations, and well done once again. Move on to the game that you'll be able to talk a bit more about, because it was the game that you played in on the weekend up in Maryborough against the Maryborough Castlemaine District Football Netball League. Started well, 16-6 lead at quarter time, but unfortunately the Maryborough team eroding that lead as the game went on. All square at three-quarter time at 34 all, and then unfortunately for our team it was Maryborough coming away with a 46-43 win. Michaela George from Ballarat awarded the AFL Victoria Country Medal, with Hayley Fiddler shooting 20 goals as our main target in the circle. Tell us a little bit about the game. Obviously first quarter really good.
Yeah, really good. We started off well, and we didn't really train together. We had a few girls come down to a Sovereigns training the Monday beforehand, but we did start off quite well. I think we just tired ourselves out a little bit. We just went bang, 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 got all these goals, and then we kind of got a bit tired, and then we didn't really have so much depth to change. It's an interleague match. You don't want to make many changes, because once you do make that change, that could just change the whole game. So it was very tough. Maryborough did come out firing in the second half after we had a send-off.
Tell us a little bit about that. Obviously Sarah Milton and the umpires not kind of seeing eye to eye at some stage during the game, and Sarah given her marching orders and said sit off the court for 4 goals. And I suppose what's different where's the send-off in footy is that the send-off in netball, you play that player short until the 4 goals are scored.
Exactly right. So once Sarah got sent off, you could say it wasn't her fault, you could say it was the other team's fault, but it doesn't matter. You need to adjust the umpires, unfortunately, and there wasn't much she could do after she did get sent off. And once a player is sent off, you can't obviously fill that position. So we were without a goal defence for 4 goals, obviously.
Which isn't great when you got Jess Parry and Taylor Mason playing good games in the circle for Maryborough Castlemaine as well.
Definitely, Jess such a strong player, and to have her free is just... it's terrible. It was terrible. It was hard.
Were you on the court at the time?
I was, yes. So
you were trying to do the double team?
Trying.
Yeah.
So with such strong opposition, to have one player less was really difficult. And I think at the time Sarah did get sent off, it was about a minute left in the last... in the second quarter, and then she was off for the remaining 3 goals at the start of the third quarter. So really bad time to be sent off, unfortunately. But I think, not saying that did affect our game. I think it was going downhill from there. But no, it definitely didn't help. So we did play well together, considering the team being put in so late and us not really training together, and some of us exactly not knowing each other at all. So it was great, but unfortunately went down by a couple of goals.
Tell us about some of the better players on the day. Obviously, Michaela George, who was with us here on the Netball show last week. Yep. Netball show appearance has done her well, because she's come out and got the best on-court medal. Yep. And Ruby Parry from Redan, another one that was on the Netball show last week in a video clip, really doing a good job as well.
Yeah, Michaela, she was such a beneficial player, getting the ball into our goaling third. So it was great. If it wasn't for her, I don't think we would have got the ball down as much as we did. And Rubes, she shot brilliantly. Her moving was great, and I think she played a full game, so I think she was a bit puffed out in the end, but she really composed herself when we needed to get goals and when we were fighting back in the last quarter, so she played a really great game.
Yeah, 2 players, of course, that played throughout the Regional State League tournament as well, so 2 players that well and truly used to playing representative netball. Let's have a look at this week's round 6 games, Rhiannon, because there's some very, very interesting games taking place this week, starting with the game at Alfred and Oval this weekend, Ballarat taking on Melton. And 12 months ago, you'd look at this game and say, how is this in any way, shape or form interesting? Because you had one team that was so far at the top, one team that was so far at the bottom, it's not funny.
Yeah.
But you turn that around now and you look at what happened 2 weeks ago. Melton got absolutely smacked against Sunbury.
Yeah.
And Ballarat getting the win on the board. All of a sudden, those tables are turning. You're starting to think that Ballarat aren't just a chance in this one, that they're probably going to start as favourites.
Yeah, I definitely think Ballarat are going to come out and win this game. I think playing with Rach, the goalkeeper from Ballarat, she's a great player, and I think that match-up between her and Madeline Gray from Melton is going to be great, and they're going to be fighting over that ball when it's coming down to Melton shooting end. So it'll be a really, really good game, and I'm tipping Ballarat this week. Yeah,
look, I've got a feeling about Ballarat as well, but I'm still in that camp with Melton that until I'm proven wrong, I'm not going to tip against them. Sure, they got wiped last week, but they got wiped by a very strong Sunbury side that are probably going to do it to a few sides this year. Obviously, they played a team that's in the similar boat to Ballarat as yourselves earlier in the year, Sebastopol, and they won the game by 5 goals. I've just got that feeling that if Melton's got enough experience there, if they can compose themselves, they can get this win, but I'm not confident at all in saying that, and it could quite easily turn around the Ballarat win this game. They've got that confidence up after that first win, and I've got a feeling, as we said last week, that it could be one where the floodgates floodgates just open right up now.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just have to wait and see.
We will indeed. Darley taking on North Ballarat City this weekend, and the big question for Darley this week, as it will be for most defenders in the BFL this year, how do you stop Jordan Bibby? She's coming off a 78-goal game and then a 57-goal game, and then last week the game in the Interleague where she was probably the best player on the court and only missed one shot for the day. Tough for Darley to defend.
Definitely. It'll be an interesting game. I guess Jordan's going to be hard to play on with any defender she comes up against. So I think, she'll be the play to stop. But if everyone from Darley is going to be attracted to her to stop her, then North City have enough players around them to, take the game in their own hands, and even if Jordan does get taken out of the game. So I'm going to tip North City this week.
I am too. It'll be interesting to see what North City lineup takes to the court this week. Stacey McCartin undergoing a fitness test last week before she played the Interleague game, and even by her report, she'd probably been a little bit proppy last weekend, so it'd be interesting to see if she gets up for this week. But of course, even without that, I think North Ballarat City should be too strong in this one. Melton South taking on Sebastopol at the Melton Rec Reserve. A home game for yourself this week, Rhiannon. You'll be very happy with that one, but also a really good chance for your team to get back on the winners list.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to this week. Obviously, we've got training tonight, so we're going to hit out a really good training session, and hopefully we'll come away with a win. We've been working really hard and trying to get our players right, so we haven't had a set, 7 for a while now, not at all. So we're really, really pushing for a win this week.
Does it worry you a little bit that there's still that unknown factor about Melton South, in that obviously they've come in this year with basically an all new lineup, and whilst they haven't put the results on the board, it's one of those things where you're in a reasonably similar boat to them ladder wise, and you've got to make sure that you nail this one down, and it may take a quarter and a half to adjust.
Yeah, we don't go into any game thinking that we're going to win or that we're going to lose. We go in with our best foot forward, and we want to take the win, but that's in every game, so we're not treating them as any different to any other opponent that we've played yet. So we'll just have to wait and see. I know that their team chops and changes all the time as well, just like us. So we're not taking this game lightly as of yet until we get there. So
I'm not going to ask you who you're tipping in this one because I know it. I'm going to tip Sebastopol in this one, not just because you're sitting next to me, but because if you guys really want to be considered as a finals threat this year, you have to win this game.
Yep.
It's so important that you do. If you lose it, then you're going to probably lose all the credibility that you've built up over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So it's so important that you win this game this week. So hence why I'm tipping Sebastopol.
Good on you.
And you'll also see some highlights from this game on next week's netball show, because I pulled chauffeur duties for the wife on Saturday, so I'm going to be at the Melton South Sebastopol game, so we might see if we can unveil Bannercam 2015. We'll see how we go with that one, but now she's co-host, she can get some veto power on that, so I might not be able to either. Redan taking on Sunbury here at the City Oval on the weekend. Another very interesting game. These two teams always tend to play a good game no matter where they are on the ladder, and of course Sunbury absolutely flying at the moment, and Redan could look like a different side obviously now that VNL commitments are over for a few of their players.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I think, like you said, with Sorens finishing up last week, it will free up a couple of players for them, but I just think because they've been out of that team for so long, they might not. I know that they've played together before, but because it's been a while, it might take a little while to come together, and they might come together by the last 2 quarters, they might come together by the first, you just don't know that. So Sunbury have played together for years and years and years, and they're so strong like they always have been, and I'm going to go with them this week.
Yeah, look, I'm going with Sunbury as well, but I hark back to 2 weeks ago where Redan really took it up to Lake Wendouree for a half a game, and just got a feeling that they can keep that kind of structure. I don't know if Samantha Holt will be playing this week, because I believe Burundara still alive in the VNL finals, but obviously with Erin Riley coming back into that side full time, and it'll be interesting now to see what they do with Emma Henry when they've got all these defenders available, if they swing her forward, because they need some stability in goals.
Yeah.
They really need that, and they need, obviously they've got Jetta Hurd and Ruby Parry down there, but they just kind of need that X factor down there, so be interested to see what happens there, but just think this week Sunbury going to be a bit too strong. And the last game for the week this week on Sunday at Mattingley Park, Bacchus Marsh taking on East Point. Got a feeling this one could be some one-way traffic, unfortunately, for the Cobras.
Yeah, it could be a big blowout. I think East are definitely going to be too strong. I know playing them a couple of weeks ago, we were up to them for a quarter, but that was as far as we got. So I think with Bacchus Marsh, they might struggle this week, but they might come out and come out firing. But I don't think that they're going to win this week. I think East will.
It'll be a bit of a juxtaposition as well with obviously the young Bacchus Marsh lineup and then East Point that are so experienced. You've got Lauren Dew in there that's 19. Everyone else is really, really experienced in there, and even Lauren's playing at a level where she played Interleague last week and she contributed. So it's going to almost be a little bit of David versus Goliath this week, I think.
I agree.
Unfortunately, this time though, there's going to be no rock in the slingshot that's going to knock Goliath out. I've got a feeling East Point will get this one pretty easily. That's all the time we've got for the Netball show this week. Thanks for joining us, Rhiannon.
No worries.
We'll let you get back out there because you look a little bit cold with this double jacket thing that you got going on. So we'll let you get back out into the warm and we'll join you again next week here on the BFL website for more from the BFNL Netball show.
Yeah!